Wow. I mean, watching Ovechkin break Gretzky's record,
Hmm.
a record everyone thought was, well, unbeatable. It was pretty amazing to see. And, you sent me some articles, and it looks like everyone's already talking about whether another player, is Auston Matthews his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Auston Matthews could, maybe go after that same record.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at today, right? Ovechkin, what he did, and whether Matthews has a shot at doing something similar based on all this stuff you sent me.
Yeah. I mean, for Ovechkin to actually reach Gretzky's record, I mean, it really was like huge. I think a lot of people thought, that record would just stand forever. And the fact that people are already asking, who's next? Who could possibly break this record? I think that just shows how big of a deal it is. And it really changes how we think about these scoring
Right.
records.
Yeah, like all these articles, they all talk about how like nobody thought anyone would even get close to Gretzky's record, and then bam, Ovechkin does it. So then it makes you wonder, right? Like what about the future? What's interesting is some of the stuff about Auston Matthews that we're looking at. Like what are some of the first things in these articles that made this whole comparison, worth talking about?
Well, the thing that really stands out is, they compare how many goals each player scores per game, right? Like their average. So Gretzky and Ovechkin, they both ended their careers averaging 0.60 goals per game. But Matthews, right now, his average is actually a little bit higher, 0.64 goals per game.
Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, I know Matthews is a great goal scorer, but to be ahead of those guys,
Yeah.
even with, he had some injuries this season that slowed him down a bit, but still, that's a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do these articles, do they talk about why his average is higher? Is it, like the way the game is played now is different or what?
They don't really get into the specifics of why his average is higher. It's more that they just point out this fact, as something to think about when we're talking about the future. Like he scores a lot of goals.
Right.
The big question is, can he keep doing that for a really long time?
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting. They quoted Matthews and how he feels about all this. He said he doesn't even think he should be mentioned next to a guy like Gretzky.
Yeah.
Like right now, he thinks that record is just way too far off.
Yeah, I think that raises an interesting point about how players think about these huge records. I mean, maybe he really is just being humble. He realizes how many goals he'd actually have to score.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's trying to play it smart, not put too much pressure on himself, just focus on playing well right now.
Right, and those articles, I mean, they really hammered home just how many goals Gretzky scored. Like, even if Matthews keeps scoring at this pace, Gretzky's number, it's a crazy number. And as hockey fans, I mean, we know players go through ups and downs, injuries, their team changes. A million things can happen that change how their career goes.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, his scoring right now is great, but to get to Gretzky's record, he'd have to keep playing at a really high level for, a very long time. And it's impossible to know if that's going to happen.
Okay, so it sounds like the big takeaway here is that, yeah, Matthews scores more goals per game than Gretzky or Ovechkin, at least right now, which is kind of a surprise.
Right.
But at the same time, these articles also say that breaking Gretzky's record, that's still a really, really difficult thing to do. And you just don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I guess it shows that, scoring a lot when you're young is one thing, but you have to be great for a long time if you want to be considered one of the best.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's awesome to do well early in your career, but being able to last and keep playing at that level for years and years. I mean, that's what it takes to reach that kind of legendary status.
So to everyone listening, I want you to think about what we talked about today. Based on everything we learned, what do you think are the biggest things that could either, help Matthews maybe go after Gretzky's record someday or make it so it just doesn't happen? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll be back soon with more.